In this video, we're going to discuss comments, how to use them, the proper usage of them, and how they can make your life a lot easier as a programmer. So really quickly, how we do a comment in C++ is we simply put slash, just like this, so backslash, and then we can type comments. And comments are things that the compiler just jumps over. So when your code runs, anything that is in this green text or anything that is in a comment just gets skipped. We don't have to worry about, we could have all sorts of errors in here like cout, hi, blah, we can put even code in comments, and obviously if I were to uncomment this, then this would throw a lot of errors, but it's commented out, so it doesn't matter. That's one way to type comment. The other way that we can have a comment is we can do what are called block comments. And those look something like this. We put /*, and then now we can type multi-line comments. Ta-da! And so we can see that putting the /* and // allows us to create a little block in which we can type a comment. This is very useful for things maybe right here. We can put this at the top of a function. So it's a great place to have a block comment is at the beginning of a function. And we can say function main use reads or calculates area parameters none, meaning that there's nothing here in between these parentheses. In this case, this is a pretty small function, or it's a pretty small program, so we don't necessarily need that. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. But if we take a look just at my program, and if we didn't know that this calculates the area, which my comment just told you, but if we didn't know that, then we can look and we can see, double length and width. So these are good variable names. We know that this one's going to store length and this one's going to store width. But we have no idea what these lengths and what this length and what this width is going to be used for. We have probably a good idea, because what else do you use length and width for? But you never know. And so we take a look, cout, enter length, C in length, enter width, C in width, okay. And then now we cout area. Okay, now we know that we're outputting the area of length times width. And so it's only at this point, line 15, that we actually know what this program is doing. And so this could be fixed very easily with proper commenting. So one thing that is great to have at the beginning of every program is to have a little author statement. So we can say authored by James using Microsoft Visual Studio Ultimate 2013, and we'll say in June 2014, just so that we can know a timeline for when this happened. And then we can say this program calculates area of a rectangle. And so now, instead of having to read all the way down to what is now line 18, but what was line 15, at the very second line, we can see this program calculates area of a rectangle. Oh, okay, well, I immediately know what to look for when I look at the rest of this program. And so this is an example of a very useful comment. Sometimes it's very easy to go kind of overboard on commenting because we think that's very helpful. And so we might have something like this, double length and double width, and right here we'll have a comment, declare a double called length, and declare a double called width. These comments are not necessary at all because we have good variable names. Double length, okay, declare a double called length. We already know that that's exactly what that does. We can get rid of that. Declare a double called width, we can get rid of that too. Right here we might have something like variable declarations. And so comments can also be very good for kind of breaking up our program into sections. And so now we'll have read in length, and right here we'll have read in width, and right here we'll have output area. So now we can see, okay, variable declarations, read in the length, read in the width, output area. And even right here, read in length and width, we could put this, and this still makes a lot of sense and is easy to read. And so these comments give us kind of an idea of where our program is going to go. Because if we only had the comments, so let's get rid of all of the code. If we only have the comments, then we know that, okay, we're going to want to declare some variables up here, and we can look down or look up even and see this program calculates area of a rectangle. Then we know that we're going to need two variables, double length and width. And then now this comment lets us know, okay, right here we need to read those in. So we'll see out, enter length, enter length. And we'll go ahead and just read in right there. And now we'll see in the length. And now we can have see out, enter width. And we can read in the width. And then now we look down and we can see by our little blueprint here of comments of, okay, now I need to output the area. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and say area length times width, end line, end line. And so just following the comments, I was able to duplicate my code exactly, knowing exactly what was going to happen. And so if we go ahead and run this, start without debugging, then we can see that once again, these comments don't show up in our code authored by James. None of that happens here. So we can enter the length of 5, we can enter the width of 4, we get the area of 20, and we knew exactly what was going to happen thanks to these comments. One just little thing about comments is with block comments, you have to always end your block comments, even if you have that as the very bottom thing in your file. For example, I'm putting a comment at the end of my file, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with having that there. But if I get rid of this, then we can see that says comment unclosed at end of file. So if we try and run this, then it says that there were build errors, and it says comment unclosed at end of file, unexpected end of file found inside the comment. And so we always have to close our block comments, just a little nuance of block comments. So in this video, we've covered what comments are, how to use them, including proper practice, as well as the two different types of line comments and block comments. And we only have one thing left to cover, and that is how to use comments efficiently and effectively in programming. And what I mean by that is, if for some reason, let's say that we made a mistake and we have area is length plus width here. So we just had kind of a brain fart and we forgot that area is length times width. And so when we run this, and we enter 5 and enter 4, we're getting 9, and we know, okay, that's not the area because it's what's wrong. And so we have the option of we can go and read through this and find, okay, here's the error. And that's very easy in this case because it's such a small and simple program. But in a larger program, that might not be so easy. So what we can do is we can actually comment this line out, and we can add in a cout length, and we'll add an end line. And then right here we can have a cout width, and we can have a width, and end line. And so now we know that the errored part of our code down here is commented out. So now we'll put 5, and we know that we're reading the length correctly. We'll enter in the width and 4. Okay, so we know that the length and the width are being read incorrectly. And so we can comment this line out. We can comment this line out. We know that the error is not in this section of code, which leaves us with only this section of code. So now is when we can actually go through and see, oh, okay, here's the problem. We put length plus width instead of length times width. And so just simple, like the point of commenting this line out allows us to run our program without worrying about this code. We don't have to see the error or see different parts of our code. We can just focus only on this section. But we don't have to delete this, because if I want to do that same process without comments, I say, okay, I'm just going to delete this. Now I'm going to add all that stuff in. Now I have to go back and completely reprogram this line, as opposed to just having a comment, which is a lot easier. No copy paste, no nothing. Just 2 little slashes. And so once again, we've fixed our error. We'll run it one last time just for fun. 5 and 5. The area is 25.